Everyone, this is Andrew from AH. Hope you're all having a nice day. Welcome to my video on SAP Calculations for extensions. How exciting is that? This is an FAQs video. I'm going to answer the top 3 questions that I get asked on an hourly basis. I even think it's less than that, but let's call it an hourly basis. So when you're planning a home extension, it's essential that you comply with the building regulations part L, energy efficiency. SAP Calculations play a key role in this process, and it helps you demonstrate compliance so you don't have any issues once the extension has been built. For anyone in construction, you know any issues after is extremely difficult to fix rather than knowing about them up front before it's been built. That way you can factor it in your budget and you can factor it in the build. So let's start. So what are the 3 most common questions that we get asked? 1 is, what are SAP calculations? 2, when do I need SAP calculations for an extension? And 3, how do I show compliance with part L when I build my extension? All 3 questions are great questions. I love them all, and I love answering them all the time, despite me moaning about it at the end of the day. Let's get started. So what are SAP calculations? SAP stands for the Standard Assessment Procedure, and it's the UK government's official methodology for measuring a property's energy performance. And I love using the word performance as it deals with the cost element as well as the efficiency element, which is really important when it comes to residential property. SAP calculations or SAP methodology is only used for residential. I will do another video on commercial properties, and that is SBEM, not SAP. So moving forward, these calculations are, they assess the energy efficiency, the carbon emissions, and the overall environmental impact of your home. Once the information is inputted onto the SAP software, you can generate many reports, including the Energy Performance Certificate, or more commonly known as the EPC. You can wow, that's useless. You can also generate SAP calculations. You can generate CO2 emissions. You can generate Braille reports and many other reports needed for building control or planning. So for extensions, SAP calculations help ensure that your project meets building control or building regulations part L, and that's the only real report that you need for the extension. 2, when do I need SAP calculations for an extension? Another good question. Like I said, I love answering this one. I get it all the time. Despite moaning every day about it, it's important that everyone understands, do all extensions need SAP calculations? The answer is no, they do not. So the 3 or the occasions where they do is 1, it depends on the size of the glazing. It's a big factor, this. So if the glazing will exceed 25% of the new floor area, so that's your extension floor area, if it's 25% or more glazing, then you will need some form of SAP calculation. Secondly, conservatories. If conservatories are open to the house and not blocked off, then yes, you'll need it. And highly glazed structures such as oranges. Wow, oranges. That's terrible, isn't it? And sunrooms. Again, these need to be open to the house. If it's not open and it's another area, then no, you may not need that. But it's always best to speak to a SAP assessor or building control just to confirm that they need it or not. And failing to comply with part L, like I said earlier, can lead to project delays, and it can lead to extremely high costs at the end. I know a particular client who didn't insulate the roof very well, and it's a pitched roof where it's insulated at the rafter level. They had to take it all down and insulate again. This was more time, and this was quite expensive to be done, so it had to be done by another builder. Last question is, how is compliance demonstrated with part L? How can you help us demonstrate that we're compliant? So you can demonstrate compliant by using 2 methods, or the 2 most common methods. The first one is area weighted U value calculations, and the second is a full SAP calculation. So the first one is the area weighted. That's extremely difficult to show or demonstrate compliance if you have 25% more glazing. I haven't come across anyone who has demonstrated compliance yet using that method for that amount of glazing. I'm pretty sure it's used for anything under 25%, where it's very easy to demonstrate compliance. But I would prefer the second method, which is SAP calculations. And these are generally used for larger glaze extensions. And I love using those because they're way more flexible. So how do you demonstrate SAP compliance? You're asked to build, well, we're normally asked to build two models. One, which is the notional, and it's the minimum standards that the extension must be built to. And two is to propose the actual standards that you will build to or have built the extension to. Then the actual standards have to be more energy efficient or equal to the notional extension. The great thing with SAP calculations is that in the notional, you only put in the extension with the main house as it is prior to the build. But with the actual, you can use any improvements done in the house and they work out in your favor, and it shows that you're more compliant and your property is more efficient. So it's very flexible and it's very easy to demonstrate compliance. I would always recommend to clients, get these up front. I think I've said it quite a few times in this video. If you get it up front, you can send it to your building control officer. You'll understand more what you've got to do. They understand what you're going to do. And every time you have a site visit, you can show them this is what we've done. And it will just be a lot smoother and you won't have any issues at the end. So guys, if you have any more questions, please pop them in the chat, or alternatively, you can call me anytime. I'm available pretty much all times. And yeah, if you have a home extension or you're thinking of doing one, get in touch. We can certainly help you with your SAP calculations and show that you're compliant. Thanks everyone. Have a nice day. See you later. Bye.